time for an oil change in the old Smoky Ranger, and it's got like 5 different kinds of oil, 5 different kinds of weights in it right now. I hit 3,000 miles, and I'm gonna get a friggin' thing of Lucas and some Walmart brand oil to load in this and that should be fine. But unfortunately, I had to drive like 20 minutes to a different Walmart to get it because the Walmart by my house just decided they want to quit stocking oil. Probably because I've been buying it all for this thing, much as it burns. It sure does sound healthy for a 300,000 mile oil burner. $16, that's what you need, at least for me. I don't even jack this one up. Just get under here. Shoot. Sorry. And break this and loose here. Ooh. I got it good and hot, so it's just gonna come shooting out of this. Probably burn me. Definitely burn me. Whoa, it's spilling. Ooh, I didn't unplug the drain. Chaos. At least I know it had oil in it, dang. Well, it's finishing up draining. I'll show y'all what we got here. Get the old SuperTech high mileage. You'll notice if you've got the keen eye that I've got 10 quarts instead of, well, really 11, instead of the 5 that it takes. This thing burns a ton of oil. I've been too lazy to change the valve stem seals, so yeah. We got the old FL1A. I'm like pretty sure that's what this takes. It's like I always forget, you know, in between the 3,000 miles, but it's something I've just done a whole bunch already. I've had this thing for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna do the valve stem seals and the valve cover gasket here soon. I've just been putting it off because I've been lazy. Pause for a minute. TF is going on here. It just friggin' spurted everywhere for some reason. I don't know when it did that, but just gonna ignore that. Be fine. Dang, it's all over everything. I was turning the wheels with the engine off and it just, I guess I had that way overfilled, even though it clearly states not to do that. Oh well, it'll be fine. Clean it up there with my oil rag. Now let's get that old dirty oil filter out of here. Get on in here, crawl down around all the oil. That's how you want to do it. Let's see here. Yeah, there she is. FL1A, I was right. Get the old mating surface cleaned up for the oil filter. Prep the new one here. You know, I like SuperTech oil because it's cheap, but this is the worst thing ever. Look at this. It's just like, I'm always scared I'm gonna end up dumping a bunch of that in the engine. It's gonna get sucked into the pickup or something. Plug it up. That's just, why do they do that? Why do they feel the need to do that? I don't know. I'm not an engineer, hell. Get the new oil filter in. Dang, those things are freaking giant. Little bitty 2.3, just huge old oil filter. I think around this time Ford just used the same one on everything. Some of the old liquid Band-Aid in here. Now this engine calls for 5W30. And I'm loading it full of a quart of this and a bunch of 10W30. It's got hydraulic lifters. I've never had any issues with lifters clicking with this weight of oil I'm using in this. So it is supposed to get to 0 degrees next week. We'll see how this does in the cold, but I'd rather throw this in here than have to just consistently add oil. This does help somewhat. It doesn't help a ton, but you know. Give that thing about 10 minutes to kind of empty itself on out in there, and then get going for it, and the rest of it in, and we're done. Second thought, while that's going in there, I'm going to load up all my 10 grease fittings with grease. I got this, it had none, and put tie rods on. You can tell I screwed up that boot when I did the ball joints, but yeah, put tie rods on first, then I did ball joints, and then I had to put U-joints on it. I've had this truck for 2 years, but so now it's got greasable, all of that. And every time I change the oil, I just load these sons with grease. I get the front fittings dealt with. I get the U-joints after. Those are my least favorite to grease. I'm gonna load in 4 quarts of this and friggin' call her good. Give her the old test fire. I always hate this part. The engine's running dry for a second. There we go. Make sure she builds oil pressure. Good and healthy like. Now, seems to be about where we need to be. That's it for a minute while I clean up, and then I'll check for leaks and check the oil level.